click or two.
Hey everybody, we are actually
Well, I've been sitting here on this dock by the bay, watching my blue skies turn to gray. Didn't know if I should run or stay, so I pulled up Mike's weather page, 'cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. Well, I admit that I had one or a few, 'cause I was down and I was feeling blue. But then I clicked on Mike's fan page. I saw all my friends now, I'm okay. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. We all know Mike's a real fun guy. He'll track the storms as they blow by. But when the drunk donkey comes out to play, Miss Julie, take his phone away. 'Cause Mike's weather page, you know he's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
Not sure what the gusts are, but
well, there's Louie and her too. No telling what they're gonna do.
I think we're
you
seeing a
know
little
it's
higher gusts.
got more than a million fans. Yeah, 'cause now Mike's weather page, you know it's got the
Trying to
news
keep
to
the camera from getting wet.
Mike's weather page is only a click or two away. Mike's weather page, you know it's got the news to keep you safe. Mike's weather page is only a click or two away.
What's up, everybody? Good morning. One of our awesome songs. Ooh, I gotta get my head in the picture here. Had a Tom and Dan. I was on their Tom and Dan show yesterday. I had to readjust the camera for the Tom and Dan guys. But hey, good morning, everybody. What's up? We are live here. This is our daily brew, and Hunter has been extremely needy today. This little guy. I don't know what is going on with this guy, but he will not leave me alone today. So I might have to do the whole show with him on my lap, because he has he's been wanting a little extra love. Not really sure. So today's Hunter Day. Not tomorrow will be Louie Day. We try to keep one dog at a time. So anyway, so here insurance claims. What is going on? I guess we got some flooding issues. We're going to talk about that a little bit down south. I got a flooding map up. So good morning, Leanne. I saw Joel Harrison. What's up, Aspen? Aspen, things are quiet, Aspen. You're right. Loretta Reed, what's up? Loretta says hello. That's right, Katie loves. I don't know. Both dogs do this. I don't know. What the heck? I guess they like to look at the satellite above. Oh, good morning there, Susan Proper. How's it going in Groveland? We got so we're streaming live on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook now, of course, for the season. We had a little bit of early activity here with It was PTC, Alex, and then Alex is gone. So we have nothing in the tropics officially. What's up, Jason Strong? How's old Texas doing? Could be a little something coming to Texas next week. We're going to talk about that. Yes. So let's do that. So everybody's having a great day. Listen, just so you know, I'm a amateur meteorologist. A lot of new fans out there. We always suggest and support the National Hurricane Center, obviously, is the number one source for tropics, along with the National Weather Service. Probably the two important graphics on the planet are your NHC 5-day and then your National Weather Service current alert map right there. Those are the best 2 maps on the planet. Not 1 and 2 in that order. It's either 1 and 2 or 2 and 1. Not sure. But welcome. Appreciate you being a part of the page. So we're going to get right into it. The snore. He'll be snoring here in a minute, Marlene. I feel bad for the guy. I find like he's very happy right now, so I'm not going to move him because he's not snoring. He's in a happy place. Do you see this picture on Twitter I shared real quick before I forget? Look at this. That is freaky. I don't care what you say. That is like Independence Day stuff right there. That was shared from Chief Meteorologist John Harris. That was at Amarillo, Texas. My goodness, look at that. If I had just 1 or 2 beers and saw that, Jason Lubbock, what do you think? I would be, this is in Texas. I think I would probably run for the hills like Red Dawn. I'd be gone. I'd be like taking the camper and the kids and the dogs and Julie. I threw that in there. Oh, anyway, good morning, everybody. So, listen, our Daily Brew brought to you by our good friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. They also had me on the show yesterday with Tom and Dan, so we love what they do and really appreciate their support. If you're in the great state of Florida, make sure you check them out. Family-owned and operated since the 30s. 120 or 30 stores now. I'm not even sure. I got to catch up on all that stuff. Yeah, so what else we got? So that picture was quite intense. Had this shared from a fan yesterday, Ashley Foster. This was down by Fort Pickens. This was a water spout that she shared to our page. Pretty cool video out on the water here. Look at that. That was quite the scene. We had a tornado yesterday on the east coast of Florida that made some news about 6 p.m. I think it was around Fort Pierce, was it? So that was shared, a little water spout. So the things are going to get a little brewery down there in the Keys again today. So if you're in the chase mode down in the Keys, you're probably going to see more chance for water spouts today. That was a big one. You can see that water really kicking up pretty good. That was quite impressive. So we're going to get into that for sure. Also, some fun stuff tonight. My local hometown peeps. Y'all know we love Taco Tuesday. So I'm sponsoring a unofficial hurricane party at the Oldsmar Tap House. If you're in the area, swing on by. $2.50 tacos, and there's going to be music. This guy here, I love him. He reminds me of Charlie Daniels. He sings. He'll be there tonight. A lot of fun. So come on by for a beer and a bite. Meet the family. I'll be handing out some koozies and some stickers, and we're going to have some of these limited edition Mike's Weather Page shirts that you can only get them in person because we had them printed locally. One color, retro, distressed design. So come on by and have some fun. All right, so here is the rain map. Somebody brought up some flooding. Look at this. Holy cow. So here is your 7-day rain total map. And anything in the pinks upwards of 10 inches. So pretty much everybody in the pink here got 10 to 15 inches of rain. There was definitely a lot of spots close to 15 inches officially reported. Unfortunately, this morning they've had even more rain this morning, and there's going to be more rain to come today. So these totals are just continuing to rise. There's a bunch of flash flooding going on currently down in southeast Florida. Anything in the dark red was 8 to 10, pink 10 to 15 inches. So that was quite a bit. We had a little pocket over there, South Cape Coral, through this whole PTC thing. But yeah, that was it. Did you all get any? that was quite the rain event. PTC 1 that turned into PTC 1 turned into Alex. And it's a cool map. I have it on the site if you're curious where I got it from. Right below all my rain maps here. You can get a look at it. Here. I got so many links. But there's your NOAA rainfall totals right there if you ever want to find out where it's at. I even got a cool yesterday's radar map. This is yesterday's radar. If you're curious what the weather did yesterday. That's also on the page. Here's another good map. This is a little more Southwest Florida rainfall. South Florida Water Management has some really good graphics and estimates and totals that you can look at. So there you go. How about that? So we just had a fan talk about insurance claims, and he tagged our great friends at Coastal Claims. So unfortunately, water and roofs do not go very well together at all. A lot of folks don't know that they have any roof problems until it's too late. So one thing we're going to start doing a little bit more is, especially folks living in Florida, our friends at Universal Roof do a lot of free roof inspection, hurricane checks. They told me that's a huge part of what they do for people, and it's very, very important to get your roof checked, because you don't want to wait until a storm comes, because if you get a named storm and you find out you have roof damage, guess what? Your claim is through the roof. No pun intended. So, with these insurance deductibles now with named storms, it's really a good idea, believe it or not, I'm telling you, to get a roof check, and it's free. So, these guys are big fans of our page. We're really good friends with them, and they do free inspections. So if you're curious about your roof, seriously, not trying to sell anything at all, just it makes a lot of sense to get your roof checked, because you might not know you have any damages until it's too late. And then you get one of these 10 to 12 inch rain events, and you'll find out, oh my God, I got a roof damage. We had a leaky roof once. It stinks. Yuck. You don't want a leaky roof. No. All right, so radar today. Tropics are quiet, by the way. We do have a little bit of long range stuff I'm going to show you. I've been seeing a lot of people sharing it. I'm not sold on it yet, so that's why I haven't gone into hype mode per se yet. There could be a little Tropics brewing into next week. We're going to show you that here in a minute, so hang on if you want to hear about that. Richard Reamer, how's it going over there? Mike Soul, what's up? Kate Coral, got some, but not like Miami. Top of the morning to you, Have a Mill. Top of the morning. I like how you say that. Remember, any of y'all ever watch, holy cow, $18,000 for a new roof? Who just paid for that? Jeez. Oh, God, Lisa, that's terrible. I remember roofs for about $5,000, but like everything, everything gets up. What's up, Dale? You coming by tonight? I heard. Awesome, man. Come on by for a beer and a bite. Morning weather people. Michelle. Ham. Swamp Princess. Hey, there you go. See, learn something new every day. I had a great meeting with the with the guys over there last week, and hunters all over my lap at the Universal Roof, and they were talking about the importance of these checks. And trust me, they're not salespeople. You got to believe in companies, and they're not going to feed you any BS. But you might have a hole in your roof and not even realize it. And there's an example over on YouTube. One of our watchers just said that Zeta, which was up there in the upper Gulf, made a tiny hole. Didn't find out till months later, and damage was way more than tiny. So. Wow. All right. So Tropics in a minute. Here's what's brewing right now. And you know what? We also got this. I got, now that I went to Iowa, I know where all these states are. But we got storm threats today. If you want to show you real quick what's going on in the world of weather real quick for storm chances. This is today. Definitely got some storms brewing, middle U.S., very normal this time of year. Some of these are dripping down into, Louisiana, though. Alabama, Tennessee there. So that's, a little bit of storm chance. Not tornado, mainly wind down that way. We get a little line of storms sliding through like we did yesterday. Tomorrow, storm chances kind of broad across the area. Nothing too bad. Almost looks like a fish. Look at that. We got a fish. Draw a mouth. Look at that. It's the Great Storm Prediction Center Fish Alert. It's a shark attack in middle U.S. So that's tomorrow. You know, very just kind of stormy stuff. All right, and then on Thursday, kind of kicks back up again. Deja vu, another little system. And then we still got this day 4 now that we showed yesterday. Now that could be an area to watch. This is Thursday, so this will be the next really good chance for storms in our viewing area to take a look at, which is spreading down into a little more of the upper Gulf. So we'll see what pans out there, but could be something to watch. But as far as today goes, so let's jump right into the future radar. So here's your rain maps again. We showed that heavy rain across Florida. They got more brewing right now. They had flash flood warnings again today. And unfortunately, looking at future radar today, we got a lot more coming. We talked about this yesterday. It didn't really hit the Keys, but the juice is there, and we showed this yesterday. And it's definitely panning out like the models predicted. So here's what we got today. Watch this. This is going to be interesting today. We got more juice backing up. Now there's your Keys. This is like this morning, 11 o'clock this morning, all the way up to Naples. But look what happens. We get a lot of juice. This is through noon, early afternoon. Look at that, man. Again, this is later, this is today, early afternoon into tonight. But the Keys are going to get what we saw yesterday. Look at that. So if you're down in Keys, there's a lot of juice fixing to come today. And then that's going to spread itself through Miami again. This is early afternoon. So there you go. That's all your rain today. Pretty much covering the lower third of Florida down in the South Florida. Heavy rain coming today. Let's take a look at rainfall totals for today. Could get quite juicy. Yeah, so we got some pockets again today. Look at that. We could have some, especially down the Keys, man. We could see some really high totals across the Keys down here in Miami again. Some of these pockets could be several inches of rain today. So some of the same areas that were flooded are going to be possibly flooding again today. And unfortunately, the Bahamas are included in this. For today, and that's all just this stalled out frontal line that's bringing high pressure here spinning around, and there's all that juice just kind of sitting there. Doesn't really have anywhere to go, just flowing east to west for the next couple days. So there's that. What else is up? All right, so tomorrow, Roxana, I guess we could look at tomorrow, but if tomorrow never comes, what song is that? We should play trivia. Dennis Phillips used to play song trivia, man, like at midnight. There's tomorrow. All right, so here's today's rains. A little bit of popping in middle Florida today, but then tomorrow, a little bit more normal coverage. Bam. This is tomorrow afternoon, and there's not a lot of flow tomorrow. That typically means the West Coast is going to stay dry. So middle of the state tomorrow, a little bit more spread northward tomorrow. This is tomorrow's rain map. So, and these likely will drift in towards the East Coast tomorrow with our wind flow. So there you go. Mike, technically it's kind of a frontal line. If you remember, our system got wrapped up in, let me pull up a surface chart. It's a rare yawn. So here's it's very complicated, but I was trying to find a good surface chart kind of showing yesterday's. This one kind of shows it a little bit. There's our line. There's our leftovers. There's leftover Alex right here, and there's our beat up front, and that's kind of pushed in moisture that way. I mean, the high pressure is blocking to the north, So you can see that high pressure blocking with our dry air map right here. It's a good map. You can see Florida's kind of protected a little bit with that high pressure in place to the north. So it's kind of an old frontal line. You can see it juicing up here. That's your water vapor loop down south. So the water vapor appears to be going west to east, but that's upper level winds. Lower level winds are shoving all the moisture inward. So it's kind of competing and just kind of hovering for South Florida. But that yellow means dry air. So a lot of dry air across Florida today. We can take a little closer look here at your water vapor loopage. So here's your current water vapor. Let's just look at the image. Here's your current water vapor loop. Dale, yeah, we had a rain last night. Kind of came out of nowhere. I don't know where. Hey, yo, hell, what's up, buddy? Good morning. Mr. Down South. Angela Johnson, there's a good point. Debris under shingles. I like that. So there's your dry air. A lot of dry air in place. It's just a lot of this moisture, though, is going to be popping. And what about hail? Yesterday we had some incredible hail across the state. Orlando had quarter-size hail. There was definitely, that was predicted early afternoon. The thunderstorms predictions were spot on yesterday, and we had a lot of reports of hail. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at your Storm Prediction Center. Where's my buddy Greg Montgomery at? Man, you guys were at some cool convention last weekend, I saw. So let's see yesterday's the Storm Prediction Center map. See what we got for yesterday. If we had any official hail. Sometimes it takes a little while for these reports to get caught up. And there you go. It's not. Takes a day. There's that tornado too, by the way. So here's yesterday's storm map. You can kind of see what we were talking about earlier. There's our tornado that we had on the East Coast last night. That was about 6 o'clock p.m. A lot of video of that. There's a bunch of hail. There was several reports of hail in Florida. It was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 8 reports of hail. A couple large hail reports. A lot of hail. So we had two official large reports of hail around the Orlando area yesterday. So that was yesterday. A lot of storms. We'll see what today brings. Not as much today with that dry air in place. Tomorrow looks like it can return. There's your storms for today, by the way. So where I was at last week, this is so cool. Now I know. I know. I flew into Kansas City right here, and I drove through St. Joseph, and somewhere here is where I was at in the great state of Iowa. So now when I see these maps, I'm like, they're not flyover states anymore. They're actual real states. I bet you I'll forget though. It's like when I learned Spanish in school. Unless you use it, you'll forget it. So we'll see. Give me a month and let's see if I remember the states. It just gets confusing with. That's why they call them the flyover states. All right, so here we go. Let's talk about next week before we lose everybody. So here's a little bit of maintenance. Next week we're going on a vacay. Anybody cruising next week, by the way? We're heading out, man. We're going to be on Royal Caribbean. And I was looking at my Facebook memories. This is so weird. It's like the same week. Facebook memories. Apparently, this is the same week that we were on our cruise. A couple years ago, remember? So how do I look at the Facebook memories? This is a year ago. We had a system. There's my drone video. There, same stuff. We're looking at Tropics, Brew, and I think we had Cristobal a couple years ago. Here was last year. We were talking about the Central American gyre. Last year we were talking about that. This is all old stuff. 2 years ago, there's our dog somebody shared with our weather shirt. And then let's see, where the heck is it? There we go. That was yesterday. So yeah, we are 1 week away. That's Sarah, and we were so fortunate. James Van Fleet invited us up to the ship's bridge, and Sarah got to hit the horn button. It was the coolest thing ever. So they actually gave her a hat too. That was the captain of the ship. That was so cool. So that was last year. That was 3 years ago. So 3 years ago, we're going back. That was 4 years ago. Look at that, a non-weather post 4 years ago. Some people said they wish I would go back to my old self. Well, that was 4 years ago. All right, so here we go. So if anybody's cruising next week, maybe I'll see you. Because anyway, so we're going to be live all the rest of this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Then we're going to be live next week, Monday, and then that's it. So we're off a couple days next week. Sarah was little. She was little. Lynette Lemon? Hello? Yes. Big storms. I flew into flyover country. I actually landed in flyover country, Joel. All right, so here we go. Let's talk tropics. Let me see if I can put Hunter down because he kind of disrupts my work pattern. Let's say goodbye to Hunter. Everybody say goodbye to Hunter. No, he's going to do you a yawn. Everybody yawn with Hunter. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stubborn. Go see your brother. All right, go see your brother. Oh, I gave him a little push. He almost made it. All right. Here is the deal. All right, tropics. All right, so let's see. Let's go to tropical tidbits. So I posted this earlier today. Here's our tropics map. Let me just pull it up. Where the heck is it? Right here. So here's the map with all the ensembles. Let's pull this one up first. So I usually start today posting this little model map. I'm getting in my routine in my old age, but this was today's 6-7 tropical update. These are your 10-day ensembles. So I pull the GFS and Euro. They usually have the most consistent ensembles of all as far as multiple models of one operational. So the GFS, as we know, has been pretty hyperactive this season with storms. It blew Invest 90, and then it went 180 on our PTC last week, and it pretty much showed nothing way below Florida. So it kind of blew that one, in my opinion, too. So the GFS has not started off very well, but we showed it yesterday. There is tropical juice from a tropical wave that's going to be making its way to the middle part of the Lesser Antilles at the end of this week, and it could have a chance to kind of hang out down here, possibly making its way across and maybe get pulled up. But so far, the majority of the Euros having it keep on trucking westward. There are some of these GFS models, though, that you're going to see people sharing that pull up. Possibility. Yes, it's the pattern this time of year. High pressure. Depends on how strong this high pressure system is. Typically, it depends on this high pressure system. And so far, the trends are, if anything, the trends have been more Texas and Mexico. So keeping an eye on it, but not a lot of confidence yet as far as going all in and saying we're going to see something. So let's take a look at what it is first off. So let's set you up for what we're going to show you because it's fun. I like to learn. So the full Atlantic surface chart here. Yesterday we showed this. Here's the wave. This is basically the wave we're going to watch that's going to come across Lesser Antilles the end of the week, and then possibly juicing things up here. Both sides. We'll have to see. So this is the wave. Let's take a look at that wave. It's kind of fun to follow it along. And we'll do that with the water precipitable map, and then we'll look at the GFS map. We'll look at the GFS because it's a little probably more aggressive, and you'll see it better. So here's our wave right here. This little, whoops, hate when I do that. All right, so here's your wave. This is the wave right here. This is pretty much the one we're going to watch. And as it comes across, you can see the juice. There's Friday. So there's our juice, tropical wave, juicing things up down there in the Caribbean, starting to enter the Caribbean Friday into the weekend. This is what we're going to watch. And as it kind of merges in with some more moisture with another pocket there, it kind of all comes together as a big old possibly Central American gyre again. This is Monday, Tuesday next week. A lot of juice down here in Central America. And what it does, we'll have to see. There's a secondary system coming in that we're not going to pay attention to right now. That's too far out. But the initial line is this juice right here. And this is next week, midweek next week. This is what the ensembles are picking, some going up. But the GFS, keeping that juice, trucking along west. Weaker goes west. Weaker systems are influenced less by upper level winds, so they usually just keep on riding that monsoon trough line, and we'll see. So they're, not a lot of confidence. The Euro, almost the same exact thing. Here's end of the week juice. Boom, this is end of the week tropical wave, and it kind of gets going here. This is next Tuesday. Bunch of juice down there. No organization. That's so there you go. As far as if you want to see scary colors, sometimes these are deceiving. Let's just take. All right, so we'll go with the operational runs first. Crystal, yeah, we do have the paths. Sorry, Stephanie Stokes, on that. Crystal, there is some good graphics. I'll show you here in a little bit. The NHC kind of changed their graphics a little bit. I'll have to show you that. So, all right, but here's the main operational run. This is tropicaltidbits.com. What we're just going to focus on is the fact that we're really not seeing anything. GFS keeps spitting this thing out 10 days from now, but like I said, man, this is the one we're watching. This is midweek. A little bit of low pressure juice. Doesn't do anything with it. Keeps it on going. Might bring some rain to Mexico. Could inch some rain up into Texas, possibly. But the only model that's really shown anything at this point, this is midweek next week. Here's our Friday over the weekend. This is Saturday, Sunday. There's our energy kind of sliding there. And the Canadian model showing a little bit of chance here as a weak tropical swarm into Mexico, into Texas. So believable, yeah, So, but again, it's just one run, and we're just going to have to keep watching. There's a very weak sign. This is the Canadian model. It's been showing that pull upwards. This will be Thursday next week. Weak system up into Texas. Possibility. Canadian model hasn't been too bad over the years. There's a little bit of moisture popping up there, which they would welcome very well. So yeah, that's why I keep mentioning it. There's the latest Canadian run showing moisture up into lower Texas. So it's been kind of consistent. We'll see how it does on this one. The numbers yesterday is way down in the Bay of Campeche. So, even the Canadian has some of it going real low. So, the idea is this. There's a little bit of spread here in thinking on what transpires from this juice incoming. Timing would be, later part of next week if we were to get anything towards Mexico, Texas, it appears. So it's still 8-9 days away if we were to get anything. So there's that Canadian. The like I said, the Euro, not doing anything. Just a bunch of juice, nothing. High pressure remaining pretty strong. So there you go. The GFS, here is, there's that little juice here next midweek, Thursday. So, it keeps popping this guy up. We saw what it did with Invest 90. I don't know. This would be a week from Sunday. I'll show it to you, but it, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what is out ahead of it initially, and that's this. And if you look at the long-range Tropics global map, which isn't always right, it's been wrong a lot, but it's been right a lot too. This is a great map, and they're showing the week of June 8th through the June 14th as probable tropics right here, and nothing on the Atlantic side. So, they're kind of, this was last week's map. We should get a new map today, I think. Today or tomorrow. Today is Tuesday. Should have a new one today. But this was last week's storm. This was Alex. This is kind of where we're at now. This is through the 14th. So they're thinking all this tropical juice is going to slide over and possibly get going in the Pacific. So as far as ensembles go, you have a little bit more chances with ensembles. We can take a look at that now. Let's take a look at ensembles, and we'll start out with the European ensembles. This is on tropicaltidbits.com, by the way. Here you go. This is next, I don't know. Let's go midweek next week. So midweek next week, you're seeing this clusters of all the ensembles here. Majority of them are down south. There's a couple in the Bay. This is next Wednesday. The Euro just not buying it at all that we're going to see anything popping next week. So remember, timeline is, sometime Friday here, so that would be Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, typically. All right, so other ensembles we got GFS, a little more aggressive. Here is next. So here's Friday. All right, so here's our juice get going. This is early part of next week. So as you can see with the GFS, got a couple. It's showing that these are all the different members of the GFS. So they're the GFS is definitely saying midweek next week. This is midweek next week. There's a few. Hey. I didn't order a pig when we picked you out, Hunter. So the GFS is a little aggressive with its ensembles. We saw that here this morning when I posted the GFS map. But like I said, I'm not too concerned right now with this GFS because it's just been all over the place this season. It's been extremely overactive with this modeling, but still got to show it. So there are a few, all stemming, pretty much the same spot, Lower Caribbean. This is this will be 8 days from now. This will be next Wednesday. This is the end point of where the storms would be if they were to materialize. So this is the end points, kind of giving you an idea. Next Wednesday, everything will be somewhere here if it was to materialize. But, there's a few of them to keep your eye open. I mean, this is kind of telling you the steering is keeping it west. I mean, there's your latest GFS, every single one except for one. You always get this one Lone Ranger going to the upper Gulf, but we consider outliers at this point on a system that hasn't even developed. But even the few that do develop this thing are keeping it west. So just nothing to get worked up about right now, because there's just too much uncertainty. But it's something to talk about. We can always talk about it. Your latest ensemble mean from the GFS or Canadian definitely pull a little bit more pull to the north. And the Euro has always been really good with upper level steering currents, and even though it didn't form anything that much from Invest 90, it did predict the upper steering path, and it did a very good job with Alex, a little more north than the other ones, and that was based on upper steering. So, GF or midweek next week here with the Euro, this is high pressure, and really, showing a high pressure, which would keep on trucking things westward. So I'm not too ready to hype yet. But hey, Texas, you never know. You never know. Could be a little something coming. A little something. So there you go. We always look at what's next, right? The yesterday's precipitable water map was a lot more aggressive on the GFS. This is what we showed yesterday. You can see a little more moisture going up into the bay. But this is next Wednesday. And again, most of it was down in the bay. Yesterday's 6Z GFS showed the moisture kind of doing the same thing, a little more into the Mexico there. Yesterday's 12Z, a little bit of chance some of that moisture gets into Texas. But you can just see the flow pattern here. Very consistent, even with the GFS. Nothing really had it pull up as far as main runs here with the moisture flow. So, not seeing very many signs of this thing plopping over and being anything in the middle Gulf yet. Western Gulf, maybe. But that's still a couple days away before we start worrying about it too much. So there you go. What is up? So, as we talked about, get your roof checked. We had a lot of fans chime in about the importance of getting a roof check. And living in Florida, definitely give our friends at Universal a call. They offer free hurricane roof checks and been around dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of years here in Florida. Veteran-owned company, great company. So highly recommend them. Great people, very trustworthy. Get your roof checked out. So Phil got his done. Knock on wood. Wood. We're talking about wood. Plywood. So there you go. More rain coming down south. We're looking at live radar. We're getting some rain coming in off of Naples now. Heavy rain expected throughout the day today down in the Keys and South Florida and Miami area. Again, Lauderdale, West Palm Beach. So that's the storyline today. And there you go. 2004. I remember 2004. That was Charlie. Charlie was coming directly for Tampa Bay. And I don't think people realized what we could have had. There was, back then, we kind of had a lull, before Andrew. And we were going to ride it out. It turned the last second. And went up, Punta Gorda there. But it was heading right towards Tampa Bay at one point. Usually these storms trend, once they start chugging along northward, they end up turning a little bit towards the east. They have a natural movement to the east. So that one turned the last second. Hey, Mike Soul. Jim was talking about the dust. Well, the dust is... I bet you we have a plume coming in. I haven't looked in a while, but I'm wondering, we keep looking at these maps and this high pressure in place and everything flowing this way. I'm wondering if we got a big plume coming in. Let me take a looky here. Let's looky together. All right, so let's take a looky at the NASA dust map. Ooh, big one. All right, so there's the 10th. Well, there is quite a bit. This is the 17th. And you can see, look at that. See this little, so follow along here. You're going to see a little bit of black. That's a void in the dust. That's kind of our moisture coming up right there. This is the 15th of June, which is next Wednesday. So Mike Soul or Richard Reamer, appreciate that. Mike Soul, the Bermuda High is really hard to predict. The Euro came out yesterday. I shared it. Kind of predicting their hot spots and where to watch storms, and it's based a lot on that Bermuda High, and it definitely included a little bit shift eastward this year, meaning more Florida impacts, possibly East Coast impacts. That's kind of what the Euro's thinking. Slight movement of the Bermuda High can control everything as far as the hurricane traffic flow around on the coast or the Gulf. So the European, like I said yesterday, I'll show you here in a second. Thanks for all the stars. Heck yeah. But anyway, dust map. Richard Reamer, thanks for bringing that up. This is your dust map for midweek next week. That's quite a bit in the Gulf of Mexico. If that pans out, definitely helps secure the fact very little chance of anything forming too strong, at least in the middle Gulf. Good map. Next, I always think about what to share next. That's what I'm going to share next. Hey, what do y'all think of Shelly's live yesterday in the Brew Crew meeting? My God, I was sitting at Chili's. I'm like, there's Shelly. I told her she did a great job. All right, so what else we got to talk about? Somebody asked about the steering of storms this time of year. So they did change their maps. I was hesitant to change them out here too. They used to have arrows, and I kind of miss the old arrows. They used to have arrows. Now we don't have arrows anymore. But if you go right above the maps here, you got tropical cyclone climatology, and you can click on that, and you can go to month by month, and you kind of get a better idea here on arrows. And June 11th through 20th here, and you can see the majority of storms. Look at where they form. But a lot of these didn't have a high pressure system, which we could have. And what we just found out was Sal preventing anything in the upper Gulf. So steering pattern, this history through 150 years almost. So that's typically where we see them, early season stuff. And there are little lines, and you can go look week by week history. Like I said, July we start to see Cape Verde storms making their way across, start forming down there. First part of July here. Can you believe July 4th is less than a month away? Man, time flies when you're having fun. MJO's, look at this. This is a little interesting tidbit. MJO staying enhanced here through pretty much all of June. Could help enable anything that was trying to go, as long as everything else was lined up. So, a little bit of enhanced MJO cycle. As we saw, though, with our system last week, you could have in a very enhanced MJO stage, you could have very warm water, but if you have a lot of other negative inhibiting factors to storms, such as wind shear, all this doesn't matter. You have everything's got a puzzle, everything's got a piece, right? And if all these little pieces stick together, then you can have a big storm. But we had a lot of wind shear last weekend, and that completely blew apart any chance for PTC Alex to become anything on this side. Now, when it did get over in the Gulf Stream, it got out of that the wind shear, gone. The Gulf wind shear's gone. It's over the Atlantic now. And it rode over that Gulf Stream, and it got a little warmth under it, and it got a little more warm water. And guess what? Boom, it went down to the 980, hit 70-mile-an-hour winds, almost hurricane, believe it or not. Alex almost became a hurricane. Folks in Bermuda overnight, Sunday night into Monday, definitely felt it. A lot of boats rocking and rolling down in Bermuda. A lot of wind, a lot of rain, a lot of surf, not surge. But it was gone. All right, anything else? Somebody just said they're from Key West. Guess what? You got more coming. Pensacola, Jason. Good to have you, buddy. Pensacola's great. Mary, hey, Mary Krause. Good morning. Brian, more rain coming. 4 hurricanes in 2004. Yep, I remember that. Wasn't there a little town? What was it? Frostproof? What was the storm? Let's see. There was one town, 3 storms. Went through one town. And there's a map. I think it was Frostproof or something. Here it is right here. Let's take a looky. Well, this one doesn't zoom in very well. South of Bartow. This is kind of what I wanted to show. But it's not zoomed in enough. But let me pull it up anyways. Let's take a look. So there you go. South of Bartow. So we'll get on Google Maps here. I think it was called Frost. I think it was Frostproof. You guys are probably telling me right now. I don't even know. So there you go. There's Charlie through Punta Gorda. Went right smack dab through Orlando. Remember, everybody evacuated down here and went to Orlando. Guess what? The storm followed you. There's no escape. And then we had Francis and Jean. Remember the loopy doopy storm came right across. I was living right here, actually, believe it or not, about right there. And Francis went right to our north. So that was quite a very, very eventful year. No doubt. All right, so Google Maps. So we're looking. I think it was Frostproof. Let me take a look. I know you've all told me now, but now I'm stubborn. I don't want to look. Okay, so Bartow. Oh, Bartow. I'm looking at Brandon. I don't know. I guess you could say really no town there. Wauchula. There's Mayaca City. So I don't know. I mean, Bowling Green, Fort Meade. I don't know. What do you guys think? It was somewhere Fort Meade, Bowling Green. Maybe it was Fort Meade. Looks like Fort Meade might have been the one. Bowling Green and Fort Meade. There's Frostproof there. Frostproof had the two of them. So I would say on 17, probably Bowling Green. I wanted to stick to Bowling because it sounds like my name, Bowling. Bowling Green had 3 hurricanes pass through it, along with Fort Meade. We'll just give credit to 2 of them. So three hurricanes came through Fort Meade and Bowling Green in 2004. Tic-tac-toe. Who's next? I win. All right, enough of that shenanigans. All right, well, anyway, things are good here in Oldsmar. We're ready tonight. We're going to have a little bit of fun down in Oldsmar, so come on by if you live local, and I will. Megan, that's great, Megan. They have High Life on tap, so I told Julie, I got to be careful tonight. I'm like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get. So I'm going to show a dust map here in a second, because that's quite interesting, looking into next weekend or next week's potential tropics. I know I'm starting to see a lot of chitter chatter about it, but I'm just putting a teaser out there. Yeah, I'm watching it too, but at this point, it looks like it's maybe some rain into Texas at this point, but more likely Mexico. So, got to say about that. Oh man! All right. So St. Cloud. What's this? Hey, Jason. I don't know what this year's is. We're working on hopefully a new one soon. But my new favorite is Mountain Dew seltzers. That's like should be illegal. See you, Dale Keinberg. Have a great day, buddy. There's a radar map, by the way. Let's zoom in a little closer to South Florida. See what we got cooking down there. That's pretty much it, action-wise. There's a little bit of bubble coming in there from Naples. There you go, a little more smoother. It's live satellite clicking away. Fort Meade, there you go. Alexander, that makes sense. Fort Meade, Lake Charles. Well, Lake Charles had it real bad. Lake Charles had the whole Louisiana coast. Well, everybody in Upper Gulf, for that matter. All right, well, we did a good job. Cape Verde. Murtha's talking about Cape Verde storms. Well, a little early for that. Usually August, technically. Where the heck is that? Come over and go to 10 Whiskey Southern Kitchen. I just like the name of that. All right, cool stuff. All right, so hey, by the way, since I don't talk about a lot of things when we're talking 100% weather, especially when we had PTC last week, but don't forget, we're extremely excited. I think we're about a quarter of the way there as far as our 100 cabins are booked. We locked in the price for all the way to 90 days before the cruise, so that's good news. So we have our second annual cruise coming up, and we learned so much on the first one. I went into the cruise having no clue what to expect. I was actually kind of not excited about it because I didn't know. I was like, I don't know. I just didn't have that exciting feeling, so I couldn't get too excited talking about it because I didn't know what to expect. Well, now I'm extremely excited to talk about it because we had an amazing time on it. Way more than I ever expected. So this year is even be better because we're going to do a brew crew party the day before on land, you land lubbers. Then as soon as we get on the ship, it's a 5-dayer, 4-night, 5-day, Monday through Friday. We have our own, what do they call it, Shelly? Our own hostess. So we'll have a check-in area where you can check in on the boat and get a swag bag and a badge and all the free stuff. Then we're going to have an hour free open bar happy hour cocktail party, a private area just for all of us. So we're not overwhelmed. That first day on the cruise, we found out everybody's outside their cabins and it's like unbelievably tight. So what's cool about our meet and greet this year is we'll have a designated area just for us, free hour. Happy hour. The fun on the ship is great. We did slot pulls last time. We did a bar crawl, which was a lot of fun. We ended at a comedy club, which was great. We're going to try to do that this year because we'll have a lot of bar crawl experience in us, and then we can all hang out at the comedy club. But the coolest thing this year is I actually have a convention ballroom on the ship that we are going to be able to do. Every now and then I tease my presentations that I do. I'll be able to do one of these presentations on the ship, and Shelly's working on a certificate, and we're going to be given a certificate of hurricane preparedness for 2023 that's going to be legit. We're going to have it signed, stamped for anybody in the industry, learn about hurricane preparedness and all about hurricanes. So we're going to have that. We're going to have, a little drink bar before, mimosas and Bloody Marys, and that'll be fun. And it's kind of a business trip, wink, wink, for those in the industry. And then the ship's going to land at Coco Cay, and we're going to have a scavenger hunt. We're going to have adult things to do, kids things to do, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're excited. So check it out. They'll take care of you there if you need to give them a call. They're very friendly. We've used her before. Kim, she's out of country right now, but everybody that works there is on board. I get it, on board. On board, all aboard. All right, well, there you go. We'll be doing this tomorrow. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate it as always, especially when things are slow. More karaoke videos, Joel, I promise. Gosh, cruises are fun. No doubt. All right. So last but not least, we talked a lot about flooding today, and water is the biggest headache with any system, tropical system or non-tropical system. Unfortunately, almost 90% of all deaths are water related, meaning surge, inland flooding, surf, etc. But what we just saw in Florida was, almost 15 inches of rain. It fell in very heavily populated areas. So, we definitely have a lot of supporters on our page. These guys are great. They sponsored our cruise, Jason and Frank. So if you got any issues with needing help, storm related or not, then give them a call. They'll fight for you and do a fantastic job getting you everything you deserve. Because we're like one big happy family, man. Money's tight this time of year, right? We got to buy gas. So they'll get you all the money and help work with you. If you have any roof damage, especially from this last big flooding event that we just had down in South Florida, so don't be afraid to give them a call. They're just like us. So hey, we'll be live tomorrow. We're going to be slowly tracking what might be coming to the Mexico. Right now, no worries. The only other thing I meant to talk about here, we got heavy rain on tap for the weekend. Look at this. This is the East Coast. 6/11 is Saturday. I was a little surprised seeing this. 6/11. All right, so 6/11. This is a lot of our viewing area. I wanted to end it because I need to find out what the heck's going on. 6/11 this weekend. We got juice incoming. And you can kind of see it setting up right there. Boom. This is Saturday, Sunday. So definitely this is the Canadian. Yep. So we definitely have a line here. This is Saturday. This is the weekend, unfortunately. So we could have some coastal rain this weekend rolling in. So if we got anybody watching along the East Coast, this is Saturday. Definitely looking likely that we could see some big rain. This is South Carolina, tip of it, North Carolina north. And going back to our hazard map, it's exactly a little bit into Georgia actually, but we definitely have incoming weather this weekend. So if you got weekend plans, I want to point that out. We could have higher rain chances rolling in this weekend to watch out for, and that's a bummer. Just kind of juicy. It's juicy. A little low pressure. It's setting up. See that little low? Low pressure is mean rain. We'll be in an enhanced MJO stage still, which means storms are a lot easier to pop. We saw it yesterday in Florida. Any seed that is planted when we have this enhanced MJO, I'm telling you, we saw it with the PTC storm, even though it wasn't officially closed off, named. We saw thunderstorms, bam, bam, bam. Now that we're still in this enhanced stage of that MJO, we're going to see enhanced chances for these storms to really pop. A lot of moisture in the air. This is this weekend, so as the storm predictions, or I don't know who put that out, but basically higher increased rain chances over the weekend here to watch out for. So bummer, right? So there you go. All right, so I'm going to do more on that. We're going to talk about the dust. I'll be posting a bunch throughout the day as always, and we'll see you tomorrow for the Daily Brew. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a great day, everybody, and